Escalating border tensions between Thailand and Cambodia has led to the displacement of tens of thousands of people and is fueling serious concerns. Despite statements from both sides supporting a ceasefire, tensions have continued across multiple points on the border, with reports of small arms exchanges and new troop deployments. Therefore, in view of these tensions, the Indian Embassy in Cambodia has issued an advisory for Indian nationals asking to avoid travel to the border areas. Now, to give you some context, according to the Tourism Authority of Thailand, Indian tourist arrivals to the country exceeded 1 million even before the halfway mark of 2025, and this number was 2.1 million in 2024. Hence, border closures and advisories may deter travel to eastern Thailand, impacting local tourism economies. And to discuss more on this, I am now being joined by Ravi Gusain, President, Indian Association of Tour Operators. Thank you so much for joining us, Ravi. My first question to you is, what does this mean for Indian travelers who have already planned their travel to these countries, especially to areas like Bangkok and Phuket?
Thank you for inviting me, first of all. The thing is, at the moment, this escalation is on the border of Thailand and Cambodia. So, of course, travelers are concerned that, and there are several questions they're asking us that if they have to travel or not, if it is safe. Indian Embassy, like you said, has sent an advisory that India should avoid the border areas where the conflicts is going on. But tourist places like Bangkok, Phuket, or Angkor Wat in Cambodia are pretty safe at the moment. Flights are operating as normal. So I think we are keeping a watch on this. But at the moment, there is no big cancellations we have seen from the individuals.
Right. So the reason why I asked that question to you, sir, is to explore if there is any kind of impact on tourism that we could see, because although the main areas that people mostly visit to is not affected yet, and as you mentioned, flights are also currently operational. But given that there were over 2 million Indian tourists who visited Thailand back in 2024, how do you think the current situation might influence traveling behavior to the border areas, to surrounding areas, or to even the smaller regions around Thailand and Cambodia?
The major period I can say travel is summertime, and we have holidays. So most of the people who have already traveled in May, June. Of course, this will have an impact if this situation prolongs from now and peace doesn't happen. There will be no new bookings coming in. People who have booked, they may be waiting, and they may travel actually if there is no escalation. Because like I said, the normal tourist city where these 2 million tourists are going are mostly area in and around Bangkok and also Phuket and islands. So those are pretty safe. And similarly, in Cambodia, people mostly visit phenomenon. There were 70,000 or tourists visited in 2024 from India. So I think that's normal at the moment. But yes, if this situation prolongs and doesn't come to a solution, then people may deter to travel to these areas.
Okay. So then, Mr. Gusain, I'd like to get your view on a larger perspective as well, where with geopolitical tensions like the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Iran-Israel tensions, and now even Thailand-Cambodia border impacting, I'm just so sorry, 1 second. Yeah. So I'll just reframe my question again. With geopolitical tensions like the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Israel-Iran tensions, and now even Thailand-Cambodia border impacting travel to these places, do you reckon that there is a need to focus on boosting domestic travel? And what steps can then the government take to facilitate that in the long run, according to you?
The domestic tourism is already booming in India. So there are also more than 800 million tourists domestically traveling. But yes, we had lots of problem for travel sector when we had first India-Pakistan conflict, then we have this air crash, then there is a geopolitical situation. Russia-Ukraine is going on for many years. So in Western, when people were traveling to Western countries, there were always a problem because flights are going longer, airspace for Indian carriers are still closed for Pakistan. And we thought east side is peaceful, so lots of people travel early this year to Asian countries, Vietnam, Indonesia, like Bali was very popular, Vietnam was very popular, Thailand is always a popular destination. But with this situation, I think people will restrict themselves. for now and travel within India.
Okay, okay. And because you're in the industry, I'd like to ask you, are there any travel trends that you are noticing because of this border road between Thailand and Cambodia? And what can Indian travelers keep in mind in certain situations such as this when, geopolitical tensions sort of disrupt travel plans?
Honestly, Indian travelers are very mature travelers. I can say they have experienced all this kind of problems over the years within India. So this geopolitical situation do affect their travel, but still you see lots of flights going to Western countries are full with Indian travelers. And similarly, to this part also, to Thailand, still we don't see any cancellation like what I said. People are asking questions, but there is no physical cancellation at the moment. But yes, if the situation goes on and on, then people might be restricting. There will be no new bookings for sure at the moment.
Yeah, so I actually want to also explore then the fact that you said that there would be no new bookings because of the Thailand-Cambodia border issue, right? What about those people who've already perhaps booked their flights and their stays? What kind of, I don't know what help can we do to them, but then how do you really react to certain situations such as this when you've already planned your itinerary and a development such as this comes?
See, the situation doesn't trigger to that point at the moment, I said. And of course, when there are cancellation, and airlines are also relaxing the cancellation or changing their travel for the future. And so are the hotel as well. So I think people will be doing changes or postponing their trip to future if this escalate more.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kusain, for joining us in this conversation and giving us your perspective.